I know you. Interpersonal communication. Hey, I say, hey, how you doing? Chapter four, chapter four, from my office at my home. Okay, because well, why not? And shh, it's it's the middle of the night. I just can't sleep, and I got to get this done because tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. We're on a tight. I don't know. Hey, Mike Joswiak, and I'll be your instructor for chapter four. Chapter four has a $1 million question also. Well, yeah. Remember, our goal is to end up better at being best friends. Our goal is to end up being in closer, community with our friends and the people we want relationships with, and to be able to keep those relationships strong through dun, 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 communication. That's our goal. Improving our communication so that we can be better best friends. True story, wouldn't kid you. So, chapter four, we're going to study something that's super important to that whole concept. All right? In chapter four, we are going to study the use of words. What? Yeah. Words. Words. Words, I tell you. Yeah. You want a tour? You want a tour of the office? Here we go. There's a window. There's a little bear sitting there. There, ooh, deer horns. Look at above my head, deer horns. I don't know why. Poster about outhouses in the back there. Oh, look at this. Check this out, Funk Soul brother, Funk Soul sister. There is a map of the entire boundary waters, and if you look really closely, which you can't do, every single campsite I've ever slept on, every campsite I've ever camped on is pinned out on that map. Super excited to be bringing you chapter four live from my office. Hey, look at my desk. Oh, sorry about this going to make you all sick and everything. There's what I'm looking at right there. Showed you my stapler. That's my stapler. Hi. Let's talk about words. First of all, let's define the word word. What? Yeah, please. Let's define the word word. Check it out. Words are symbols. Words are symbols that represent something, but it's really important to understand that it's just that grouping of symbols and it's a representation of an object, an item, a place, a person. It's a representation. In other words, it's not the real thing. Okay, that seems obvious. That really does seem obvious. Well, later on in this chapter, then, it begs the question, well, why do some words like hurt so much? Or some words undergird and support and lift us up so high? Okay? If they just represent some things, well, here's why. We have words in our language that represent things like cat. A random you know what? If you go back and you study language, you understand that the alphabet was like first thought of by laying sticks out on the beach. And these two sticks crossed this way is going to represent the t phonic sound, okay, in the word cat, okay, and so on. So the random symbols CAT that we've assigned to the feline, okay, again, symbolizes the cat, and really, quite frankly, you can see on the board, if you look very closely, in lecture I drew the word cat and tried to pet the cat on the board, and of course it went away, it distorted. It's not the cat. All right. All right. I think you get that, but we're going to come back to that as we study the power that we, the people, give to words. We, the people, give power, incredible power, to some of our verbiage, to some of our words. Okay? All right, just keep that in mind. Yay! There's two things I want to talk to you about today. The definition of the word word. And then the only other thing I want to do today, this is going to be real quick, like a rabbit, like a bunny. Boing, boing, boing. Okay, the only other thing I want to do today is I want to discuss the two possible definitions that any word could have. What? Yeah, listen. Every word in our language, by nature of the language, has a definition that we all have to agree on. These are called the denotative definitions. Denotative definitions. Here's an easy way to define denotative definitions. These are the definitions that are in the dictionary. That's fun because this will be easier to remember yet. Denotative dictionary. They both start with the D. All right, here's the scoopy. These definitions really, quite frankly, give you and give me the ability to have a conversation because we share the same definitions for those random symbols, like cat. When I say the word cat, you get a visual. You get basically, without similar definitions, without sharing those definitions, there's no language. There really isn't. Okay? It would be gibberish at best. I was, man. I told my wife when my son Josh was born, because Jessica, my first child, oh man, that was a grand experiment. Whee! That was something fun. I was serious with Jessica. Then Josh came along and I thought, now this could be some fun. Let's have some fun with this one. Let's do this, for instance. I wanted to teach my son Joshua the wrong words for everything. Just teach him the wrong words for everything. Just for fun. I did, and my wife thought, no, see, my wife is the voice of reason in this house. Okay? Oh, she's sleeping. Okay, listen, she's the voice of reason in this house. But I wanted to teach Joshua the wrong words for everything because I thought it would be really funny. Like the first day of kindergarten, he's doing the potty dance, bouncing around. And he raises his hand and the teacher calls on him and he says, I'd sure like to mambo dog face to the banana patch. Okay, I thought it would be funny, right? I thought it would be, it still is funny in my head. But, a serious disadvantage? Yeah, I think so. Okay? We have to have those words that you and I share that have the same denotative or dictionary definition so that we have a common language. Okay? All right. And again, please, don't get me started on the degradation of your language. Read John McWhorter's The Degradation of Language and Why We Should Like Care. Okay. In the book, it postulates the fact that you, the 17-year-old in Lakevilles around the country, have one of the smallest vocabularies. You're losing words. You're losing wonderful, marvelous words. Okay? Anyway, you've heard me say it in the classroom. Okay? We have to build vocabulary not for the 10 points on Friday's test. We have to build vocabulary so that we don't sound 17 the rest of our life. Okay? And I'll say it a million times. If you sound like you're 17, if you have the vast vocabulary that you have right now, when you're 35, 45, you can be on an island I almost said by yourself, but you know what I think? You're going to be on an island with the rest of the 35-year-olds that still sound 17. And I don't know. Need someone to change my oil. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Grow your brains. Learn the words. The denotative definition, the dictionary definitions that we all share. And then there's this one. Take a look again. There's this one. The connotative definitions. Now this gets to be a little tricky because we all share the same denotative definition. The word cat means the same to me that it means to you. All right? And that's how we talk, that's how we communicate. But the connotative definitions, that's something different. Listen, not every word has a connotative definition because connotative definitions of the words are those deep, here we go, listen, the deep emotional definitions that we personally give to words. In other words, there's some words out there that we personally undergird, support with these incredible emotions. Sometimes the emotion is happiness, yay! Sometimes the emotion is just downright sadness. And sometimes the emotion that we undergird words with in a connotative way is anger. Okay, that word, man, that evokes in me anger. Now listen very carefully. This is where it gets weird, and this is why, well, this is why teaching's extra fun. Okay, I don't know your words that have that power of evoking emotion. Later in this course, in this chapter, we're going to call those power words. We're going to get to those. But listen, I don't know which word evokes incredible happiness in you. I don't know which words evoke incredible sadness in you. All right, but there are some words that really I could say in a lecture, and you would go off to the Bahamas, right? Remember chapter 2? You'd be gone. Because in your mind you were triggered. That word is a trigger word, and it sends you off into that happiness or sadness. And there are all sorts of words. One of my trigger words is nature, the woods, the boundary waters. Okay? Man, I tell you what, I could go daydreaming in a heartbeat. I kind of already am. It's like, oh, I want to be there. Okay? Listen. I say certain words, and you become sad enough to lose track of the conversation, triggered by that deep emotional definition that you put under those words. All right? And the fact is, every one of those words has a connotative, every one of those words has a denotative definition that we all agree on. It's just that the connotative definitions are so powerful. For instance, the word cancer has a denotative dictionary definition for all of us. We can look it up. The rapid growth of the malignant cell structure, blah, blah, blah. Okay? To some people, that word is a punch in the head. Now, this is where it gets tricky. That might trigger sadness or anger in one student. Let's call him Tony. Where Tina, right across the aisle, is not triggered by that word at all. Not triggered at all by that word. And there are thousands and thousands and thousands of words like that. Okay? All right, campers. Know the difference between denotative, the dictionary definition that we all have to share or we don't have language, and the connotative definitions, the deep personal definition that we give to certain words. Okay, and we all share the denotative. We have to. We do not share the connotative definitions for all of those impact words or those trigger words. Okay, this is fun. This is how. God, how do you even watch me? Okay, all right, campers, ladies, and gentlemen, friends and neighbors. That's really all I wanted to do is start this ball rolling about words. Words. Remember, as I am wont to do, there's $1 million question that goes along with chapter 4. $1 million. It's like, now that we know some stuff about words, how can we use that new knowledge to be better at communication and relationships? There you go. There you go. All right, keep that smile, all that happy crap. Keep your stick on the ice. I'm rooting for you.